Hi everyone. I said I wasn't going to do any group builds unless it coincided with one of mine. One's come up, go big or go home, and I'm doing the 32nd scale Spitfire from Revell. So I put it into the group build, and just for my proof, there's the phone today. There's a date and time, if you can see it there, and big bag of bits here. I've just done a review on this, so I'll put it on the end of this. Okay, it's not built. Also I have the Edard photo etch sets. I have two of those. And I've gone through this for the review as well, which has got the PE set in it as well. And I've marked all the places on here with the PE set on. So that's my entry into go big or go home. So here's the review. Right, the review of the 1/32 scale Spitfire Mark IIA from Revell. Kit number 03996. That's the box art, as you can see there. On here we have a detailed description of the model itself, paints and some photos of the actual model. On the other side we have a bit of history in several languages. Don't know what that one is, excuse me while I just check this out. Unassembled plastic kit. Oh, here, length is 28.6 centimeters. It doesn't say. Suitable for ages 13 to adult. Back of the box with their bits and pieces on. There's nothing on the ends really. So that's the box. Come to the instructions. Now I've had a go at these already, so please bear with me. I will explain later, or earlier, whichever the case may be. Right, the instructions. You got a bit of history again. Read before building. A few tips on how to do your bits and pieces down here. You've got the legend up here, which basically all the symbols of in the instructions telling you what to do. Don't know what that is. It's in German. Sorry. Right, on this side we have the paint call outs. There's a couple. Two lots of paint have to be mixed, and one of them has 3 paints to be mixed together. Okay, right. First thing we come across is the PE instructions. I've got these in here because I have the PE sets for it. But what I've done is I've gone through it to let me know where I need to put the PE in. And as you can see there, 5 out of the 6 has to have PE. And it starts with the cockpit tub. And again here, see, a lot of it does have PE on it, so I have to. This will go very slowly. This side here. When I get to here, not so much. I've got the wheel wells with PE, and there's also undercarriage and the radiators. I've got PE on them as well. I didn't get the wing, the flaps. I didn't get the flap version. I'll see how it goes, but I don't think I will. It's another €20 to put on this, and I think because it's a Spitfire, I believe, if I remember my history right, the flaps were never down on the ground. It was only for takeoff and landings. When it was on the ground, the flaps were always up. If they were down, I believe it was the mechanic had to pull them down so he could check the inside of the flaps. And the canopy glazing that's got PE on it as well. So there's a lot of PE on this. And there's 2 markings on this particular one. Number 19 Squadron, 1941, and also July 1941, 65 Squadron. Actually, what's that? That's June 41 and July 41, retrospectively. Okay. Right, that was the instructions. Quite easy to follow. And next off here we have the decals. Now these are printed in Italy by Revell themselves, or for Revell, I should say. They are quite thin on here. Now, it's surprising me that I've just done a couple of brand new Airfix ones with cardograph in them, and they are thicker than these. That's surprising, that is. Well, to my feel, they're thicker. The Airfix ones are thicker. These ones are thinner. So they look in register. You can read everything on them. So they look pretty good. Next up, we have a small fret, which is just right on top at the moment. It's got the exhausts on it. The radiators, there's nice raised and recessed detailing on it. The undercarriage is nice. If you're building the plastic version of it, this is a nice undercarriage, but I've got PE for this, so that will be being put on. Safety instructions. Right, next one is we have the cockpit instrument panel with all the holes in it. You can see right through all the holes, but they'll need a little cleaning out. Probably just when I drill through them to clean them out. Looks like there's a little bit of tiny flash in some of them. But they are pierced all the way through. Again, here we got the ailerons. Nice details on the ailerons. All recessed rivets. Should take a wash quite nicely. We've got the seats, small parts on here. Again, the seat won't be used in this because I've got PE, the armour plate, and I've got a replacement PE for it as well. Tail wheels in here. Again, not too bad for the size. Good panel lining and all bits and pieces for it. So far I'm really liking this kit, but I've already had a good look at this as before I went into the competition. Group build. I keep calling them competitions. There's a lot of rivet detail on this and some raised ribbon on the rudder and elevators. All got raised panels on them. I think they're the ribbon or something like that for it. On the other side we have the cockpit tub sides in here. There's a bit of detail on there, but again I'm going to be replacing most of this with photo etch, so there'll be a lot more on there. Okay, first we have 5 trees here. The first one is the spinner here with some other little bits and pieces on it. Again, well moulded, no flash on this whatsoever. Then we have 2 frets here which are exactly the same with wheels and propeller blades on them. Again, propeller blades are nicely moulded, there's no flash on them. Good sign usually is you don't have to, there's not much you will have to do with them. Maybe just run a sander over the side very quickly. The other pieces here are again 2 frets, same, but these ones are being replaced so with photo etch, so you won't be using them. Well, I won't be using them, but they are nice detail there. Next we'll come to the fuselage section. As you can see, it's quite a large section. Again, nice raised and recessed panel lining on it, and pin marks all at the moment they've all been out of the way. This one I do know there's a pin mark right here that'll have to be got rid of because you will see that. So only one so far. Next comes the bottom wing. Again, nice recessed panel lining, some raised detail on it. Very nice. The the ammo ejection. It looks like that one needs a bit of a clean out. It's got a little bit of flash around the inside, but it's still open, so it shouldn't take that much to do it. Saying that, I think that's, why is that one smaller than the other two? Yeah. The others are quite big, and this one's quite small. I don't know why that is. I have to look in the reference books. I do have a Spitfire reference book coming for this particular one. So the other side of the fuselage, again similar to the last one, and yeah, the pin marks in this one as well, so you have to get rid of that. There's no engine detail in this, although you can actually get a resin engine if you want to put in this, and I think there's a plastic one somewhere as well, if I remember rightly. Oh, there's also GPM do a card kit version of the engine, a 30-second scale. If you want to go down that route, that's a much harder kit to build than the actual whole Spitfire itself. Top wing panel, nice rendering of rivets and that, but they don't go right to the edge on the top panel. I didn't check that on there. They go right to the edge on the fuselage section, and they stop fractionally short of the bottom wing as well. So that, but that's easy enough to put back in again. Inside, oops, excuse me. Inside, got some nice wheel well detail, but that's coming off for me because I've got PE to replace all this, and down here, and I'll take this out while it's like this so I can get to it easily. And on here it's got Revell 2014 Spitfire 132nd, so you see it is a fairly new one, as you probably already know. The last thing is, I've done this as soon as I got it. I wrapped up the canopies in a separate tissue, because it was all in one bag. I don't want it rubbing together, as I bought this when it first came out. Here we have the canopies. Again, it's one you've probably seen on other reviews. It's got a separate bulletproof windscreen to go on the main one. We'll have to use crystal clear for this to put it on. A bit of a weird way of doing it. The canopy is quite thick. It is quite thick, but the edges won't matter that much because you do have photo etch to put. Well, I have photo etch to put on the side of here, and apparently the canopies were quite thick at the frame section. It was a glass that was thin inside, so we should be able to mask this up quite nicely as well. Although I might get the mask set from Edard when I come to do it. There's another piece here that's got a couple of bits here that I'm not sure of. Maybe lights. Yeah, maybe lights or something like that. Navigation. Recognition lights. There's no recognition lights on this, is there? Oh, I might put them on. Oops. And they're coming off as well. Didn't mean to do that. No. I'm going to put you back there. Get this one out. There's another canopy here that's coming off. Excuse me. It's only held on by one sprue. Again, there's a light for underneath, or camera pod, camera lens. That was it, a camera lens, and some other bits and pieces here as well. Wing lights, wing navigation lights, I think they are. Nice and clear, not much distortion at all. Bit of a ripple in that one there, but not too bad. That's the radio bay at the back glazing. So all in all, looks to be like a nice model to build. So I'm just going to pop these ones away, out the way. Last thing we have is the PE. Again, I'll put it all in one pack, so it's easier to find when it comes to the time. Having several packs, it's a bit of a menace. Get this out right here. Right, on PE we have it's like kink there, but that doesn't matter, it's not in the parts. We have the external parts. We have the raised rivet detail of the inside wheel well, and we have these are the parts here which will be folded over and glued together to make the inside ribbon of the wheel well. And we have two of these boxes here to make up, which make up the where the leg goes into the wheel well as well. There are some grills on here for the air vents, and some other little bits and pieces on here. Some pipe work to go on the undercarriage, and all sorts of bits and pieces like that. Anyway, that looks good. Actually, I have to get a steel ball to roll in here to put an indent into the wheel well, as it's on the bottom of it. Next piece we have up is the seat, the internal section of the cockpit. We've got the framework for the clear parts, the armour plate in the seats, back of the seats, and all that. And this is lovely. This is going to make the model. And the last piece we have, of course, is the cockpit instrument panel and all the dials in here, and the seat belts as well. I may get the cloth ones, I don't know, but as I've got them here already, I'll probably use these. So that's the PE as well. Hope you enjoyed that. It hasn't been too long for you. I know there's been a few of these reviews done, so I haven't gone into too much detail on it because there's plenty of others who know more about it than I do. But I'm going to be putting this in for the Go Big or Go Home group build, as I'm building it this month anyway, so I might as well join in at the same time. So I'm going to say it's goodbye from him, goodbye from me. Keep up the modelling. Bye for now.